Here we have two images where on the left-hand side, we have the area under a curve for some function y equals f of x. And the area, remember, is denoted by the definite integral from a to b of f of x dx. But if you take this region here and you move it to this spot here, then that's what we have on the image of the right, and it forms a rectangle. And so we still have the same area, we still have the same a value a, but it becomes a rectangle. And so then you can calculate the area by multiplying the base times the height, and the base is just b minus a, so that's that length, and then the height is just the average height of f of x. So if we're able to calculate the integral and we know b minus a, then the average height, if we have this formula here, you could divide both sides by b minus a, and so then you would get that the average height is equal to capital A over b minus a. But capital A we know is already equal to this, and so you can substitute that in, and that's where we're going to get the average value formula. So the average value of a continuous function y equals f of x over the closed interval a comma b is given by 1 over b minus a times the integral from a to b of f of x dx. Example 5 says, suppose that the cost in dollars for x table lamps is given by c of x equals 400 plus x plus 0.3x squared. Part A says, what is the average value of c of x for 10 to 20 units? So that's going to be equal to 1 over b minus a times the integral from a to b of the function dx. So the coefficient in front will simplify to 1/10, and then we have 400x plus x squared over 2 plus 0.3x cubed over 3, evaluated from x equals 10 to x equals 20. So let's just go ahead and plug some numbers in. So we'll have 400 times 20 plus 20 squared over 2 plus 0.3 times 20 cubed over 3 minus 400 times 10 plus 100 over 2, which is 50, plus 0.3 times 10 cubed over 3. And that's going to simplify to 1/10 times 8,000 plus 200 plus 800 minus the quantity 4,000 plus 50 plus 100. And then if you simplify that, it becomes $485. So for any number of lamps between 10 and 20, the average total cost for that number of lamps is $485. Average total cost for number of lamps between 10 and 20. And then part B says find the average cost per unit if 40 lamps are produced. So don't confuse this with question A. This is asking us to evaluate the average cost function when x equals 40. So first we want to figure out what the average cost function is, and that's equal to the cost function over x, which is going to equal 400 over x plus 1 plus 0.3x. And now we just want to evaluate that for when x equals 40. That equals $23 per unit, or per lamp in this case. Example 6 says find the average value of f of x equals x squared minus 5 over the closed interval -1 to 2. So the average value is going to equal 1 over b minus a times the integral from a to b of our function. So that's going to equal 1 over 2 minus -1 will become 1/3 times x cubed over 3 minus 5x, and we want to evaluate that from x equals -1 to x equals +2. So that'll be 2 cubed over 3 minus 5 times 2 minus -1/3 plus 5. So that's going to be 1/3 times the quantity 8/3 minus 10 plus 1/3 minus 5. So 8/3 plus 1/3 is 9/3, which is the same as 3 minus 15, which is 1/3 times 3 minus 15 is -12. So our final answer is -4.